What is up, fellas? JPS delivers here. This is Madden 2005 gameplay with our team, the Seattle Seahawks, with Ricky Williams and company. David Carr. We're going up against not a very good Panthers team at home with the 12th man. I think we got Jon Kitna at quarterback. I think even the running back is, but their offensive line is actually pretty damn good. We got Patrick Kearney, Grant Wistrom out of Nebraska, so they have a couple. Actually, they got Glover as well with Suggs. They actually have a pretty solid front seven for defense. Their defense, I actually think is pretty good with Michael Lewis right there, young Michael Lewis. Then looking at the teams, 2-game losing streak, 2-4. Doesn't look like we're going to necessarily make the playoffs this first year, but hey, we got a young team. Ricky Williams is even still young at this point. But here it is. This is, well, technically Monday Night Football with the Seahawks at home. Both teams just absolute dog shit. Nothing to expect, except maybe a couple exciting things between whoever does, you know, the less shitty out of the two teams. Look at it right there. The guys are, oh yeah, man. I tell you what, hey, not too slow on that one right there. We got Michael Lewis, technically on the Philadelphia Eagles at this point, with Brian Dawkins. Pretty solid, strong safety to go alongside with Mr. Dawkins on the Eagles. But overall, I don't think he's much to match with. He hasn't reached his full peak of what we saw with Mr. Michael Lewis. And then there he is, Ricky Williams. Guy we need to get involved more in the offense. Just can't be. You just shouldn't be relying on David Carr. At least, you know, hopefully we can get him going as like a franchise quarterback in a couple seasons. But overall, you got to just rely on Ricky Williams, Andre Johnson, get things going, as well as Steve Smith. But here we go. First highlight of the game, just an absolute shit run right there. Oh yeah, it's Eddie George as the running back. There we go. Pretty much, I've started to, you know, use the middle linebacker, usually at cover sets, and beautiful run right there by Ricky Williams. But unfortunately, he gets a holding penalty. It's going to be 1st and 20. Or actually, no, it was first down, then we got a holding penalty in that one. But there you go, using Ricky Williams a lot more even in the passing game and stuff. You know, use him a decent amount, but Todd Heap. I mean, when you have one of the best tight ends in football, you might as well throw it to the dude. There you go, Mr. Reed. I noticed that we've used Reed more than Steve Smith. Steve Smith is out this game because he's injured. He was questionable for the game, but you know, questionable was a bunch of bullshit. As he was obviously doubtful as he didn't play in this one. And here we go with the amazing kicking of myself with this dude, Mr. Richie or whatever the fuck he is, Richie Rich or Buddy Rich. What was it? Was it Richie Rich? That movie with Macaulay Culkin as, I don't know. Now we just remember him as a really creepy dude who looks like he was the result of child abuse. But that's a different story. Jon Kitna, incomplete pass. Another incomplete pass. I felt like our defense could have had 6 picks in this game. And I don't know what it is with the sidearm throw that we're seeing with David Carr. Whatever. It is what it is. Bad judgment. It's going to be 4th down. And it seems like quite a bit like offensive struggle to start off this game. Archuleta. David Archuleta. Fun fact, this man, his cousin was actually on American Idol. I'm absolutely kidding. But nice first down right there by this Carolina Panthers offense. Eddie George with the 9th run, which in itself is quite a rarity. A beautiful, beautiful tackle to ruin that tight end's career. It's like Pete Rose heading in on the All-Star game to the catcher. Nice play, and then a nice stand. Should have been an interception right there. But Carolina, look at that. First points on the board with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Here we go. David Carr sets up. Mr. Reed, it's been the #1 target we've seen in a couple weeks now. Nice run by Kevin Jones, the rookie out of Virginia Tech, backup running back. Here we go. Kicker setting up again. Can he nail this one? No, he cannot. I can tell you what, he should have gotten, well, in most cases nowadays, you're kind of staring at your job being out of place. If you miss 2 kicks like that to start off, so it's not, you know, not a good feeling at all. You're playing at home, should be up 6-3, but hey, down 3-0. Defense has played well enough, but not well enough to get a couple turnovers. That would have been nicer. But hey, speaking of using Ricky Williams, beautiful pass out in the flats, and Todd Heap man, I mean, just misjudged right there. It seemed like the type of skills used by my user SWAT, especially with this Madden 2005 franchises, we've been so porous against. And then, hey, speaking of, another play that should have been an interception. David Carr here, 10 seconds left. And then I don't know how this ball gets completed. But hey, it's all good. It's 3 times the charm. It's 3 times the charm. Barely get in for the accuracy, as that ball also replicates the meter on that one, as it turns out to just barely squeeze in. 10-3 at the half. Eddie George on a nice 7-yard run. 3rd and 3. Jon Kitna just looks absolutely lost. But hey, he gathers himself back up. It's going to be a first down. Oh, terrible tackling right there. It's going to be a nice run after the catch. It's going to be another nice catch by Mr. Wilson. I believe he had the best game out of any of the wide receivers. But hey, you know, he did not have a good game. The fucking special teams people. As that kicker, Mr. John Wilkins Booth, with the miss on that one. Definitely not going to be feeling too comfortable watching this game. If you're a kicking specialist, that's a shout out to Mr. whoever the fuck that dude is at Barstools that claims to be able to kick a 47-yard field goal. Not 48 yards, but it has to be 47 yards. Nice first down run by Pickle Rick Williams. And then here we go. Beautiful, setting it up. Running game, setting up the play action. There you go, David Carr. He's fucking celebrating. He's got 2 touchdown passes on the day. No interceptions so far. Caldwell with the nice catch, 7 yards. Now 3rd and 3, 17-3 now after that David Carr connection to Andre Johnson. If only we saw that many more times. But speaking of, oh, nope, not that time. Reed's not going to get the catch. But again, another opportunity. Trotter was setting right there. Been using the middle linebacker for that middle coverage. It's been eating us up a decent amount. I fucked up. I should have just slammed on that sprint button and just ran a stupid ass, you know, route around the defense, or at least the pursuit defense, as it was a nice pursuit, even though it kind of gave it up. Vince Wilfork, I fucked up. Didn't even use the sprint button right there, even though I don't think Vince Wilfork can. I think there's a special feature that Vince Wilfork, you cannot use the sprint button. I don't think he's ran in his entire NFL career. He might have had that. I think there was 1 interception that he was running pretty damn fast. But here we go. Beat on the cover 2 is Archuleta, as just like he didn't hit that player, his cousin didn't hit well enough on the notes to win the American Idol. But nice play right there as a touchdown, or yeah, touchdown. It's going to be 24-10. Still a 2-possession game. David Carr trying to set things up, and he hits Andre Johnson. I was trying to turn that up for a long touchdown to make it the 2nd touchdown of the game for Mr. Johnson. But there you go. That is the ball game. Not too many highlights in the second half. Jon Kitna, Eddie George, just 2 players well past their primes, even though I would say that Eddie George had quite the better career than Mr. Kitna, and Kitna looked like dog shit, especially today. Just did not pass the ball out too well. So there you go. 3 touchdowns by our man David Carr, 78 rushing yards by Ricky Williams, 81 receiving yards by Andre Johnson. I think it was a couple times he got sacked. Yep. So not a bad offensive performance. I felt like if it was a really good team and more competitive, could have lost that game. But in itself too, I feel like we played really well, considering we could have had 4 or 5 takeaways against Jon Kitna alone. We did get that fumble, so maybe that was the CPU in this game simulation letting us do some shit to make up for the fact that they were kind of, you know, DPing us a little bit at different points of the game. Should have been a couple pick sixes, but hey, a win's a win at home, especially if your team's 2-4 before it. Looking forward to the next matchup. It should be a Week 10, Week 11. Looking forward to it always, fellas. Be grateful for everything that comes to you, and see you next